Greetings, Sgt Don Gulla here. Hey, I decided to check out the new Titan X Mantis. I've been doing laser-based pistol training since the first pistols came out with lasers available. I teach not only master level instructor classes for it, so I want to see what the new Mantis X was about. I actually had ordered one right after they announced it at SHOT Show, and so I got it. I've been playing with it for, let's say, 2 weeks. So the price point was $199. So I checked it out, and so I put less than 3,000 trigger pulls on it, and pretty much the trigger's gone. So that was very, very disappointing. And it's kind of a warning to everyone that if you're thinking about buying it, I would hold off, because right now, if you're doing a lot of trigger pulls, at least with this, I don't know if it's because it's cheap overseas put together, but basically what's happened is that I've marked this model here to where you can see the trigger is basically at full reset here. And after I've done the trigger pulls, right, I'm going to show you what happens. So I'm putting some rounds on the target here, or start shooting, right, and then the trigger starts to get weaker and weaker and weaker, that it'll start getting to where it's walking back, right? So now it's getting back towards where the second blue tape is, and as you continue to do it, right, it'll actually get to a point to where the trigger goes dead. So right now the trigger is very mushy, very mushy. So as I'm pulling the trigger, since it's only coming about halfway, that it starts to get mushy, that it's harder to get the trigger to break. And then finally it gets to a point to where the trigger will be back to this point, and when you try to break the trigger, see right there, it's not breaking. Right, as I'm trying to pull, it broke right there. So it gets the reliability on it to get it to break. It's not breaking. So I don't know if it's just a cheap, right? But right now the trigger is pretty much mushy and it's gone. So for a brand new product, just a warning to everyone. The other things I don't really care for. One is that it's black on black sights. What's up with that, right? You can't even pick up the sights on a target. And so as you're looking down it, right, unless you're on a white target, you can paint them, obviously, but you can't even replace them. This is definitely not viable for law enforcement or military, for sure. Non-replaceable sights on the front and the back, no go. Haven't played with the optics at all. But that, right, is pretty disappointing. The weighted magazine's good. The actual software built in, it's what it is. It's kind of to me, it's kind of gimmicky, right? It doesn't really tell you what you're doing. And I put a lot of rounds on targets that it's telling you things that you should do, but it's, in a lot of ways, it's kind of guessing, right? So just a word to the wise, be cautious. If you're thinking about getting it, I wouldn't, right? It's not reliable, especially with the number of rounds that I've just put through it. That's totally unacceptable, all right? So, Sgt Don Gulla, signing out. Enjoy.